victory. As you look over the numbers here, as you think about what this victory means, what does it mean to the program to win a BCS game like the Discover Orange Bowl?
Well, I mean, sometimes you take those things for granted. I mean, and Florida State had so many years. The first one we won in 12 years. I mean, 12 wins, first BCS game in 12 years, first ACC championship in 7. I mean, these seniors, and I'm happy for our players. I'm extremely happy for our players and what they sacrificed and what they've done, and put Florida State back on the map, put them back in the top 10, doing the things they wanted to do, and when they came here, where this program was and what they brought it to, and I can't be prouder of them.
I'll now open it up to the media for questions. As we mentioned, there's 2 microphones in the room. Raise your hand and we'll bring it over to you to get started. All the way over to the left on the aisle.
Jimbo, EJ becomes, I guess, the second quarterback ever to win 4 bowl games. Kind of talk about what that means, what he's meant to you and the program.
EJ is the epitome of what you want in a player, in a leader, in a person, in a student. I mean, like I say this all the time. If my 2 boys grow up to be like him, I'll be the proudest daddy in the world. He represents what's right about everything, and he for a guy who's accomplished 26-6, 4 bowl games, takes Florida State back to the top 10, 12 wins. I mean, I don't know what else the guy can do. And all he does is sit and smile and represent this organization with the most class and dignity of anybody I've been around. And not only that, he affects the guys on this team to act the same way. Just like all these guys up here do.
Next question. Stay over here all the way on the left. And Kristen, if you can bring it to the middle aisle.
Monty, talk a little bit about your game today, the 2 long runs, what you might have seen on film in preparation that allowed you to have your first career 100-yard game.
Just with the offensive line, they did a great job opening the holes and everything, and the wide receivers going downfield blocking, and just breaking away. The whole time when I was running, I always talked to myself. I was just telling myself, no, no, no. In other words, not let that guy catch me. But it just felt good, First 100-yard rushing game, it just felt good. I went out with a bang, and glad the seniors, you all went out with a bang, so it felt good.
We go right now on the inside aisle.
Lonnie, you spent 4 years kind of going unnoticed by the people outside, and I know not the people inside this program. What is it like on the biggest game in 4 years, while you've been here, on the biggest stage, to have your biggest game?
Like I said, it's a blessing. I couldn't do it without my team and Coach Jimbo believing in me, giving me the ball, but it's a blessing. This whole offensive line doing a great job, and everyone's just blocking and doing all they had to do. And, I couldn't do it on my own, but it's just a blessing. I always wanted to have a big game, and just my last game at Florida State and had the game I had was really good, and just happy for myself and the whole team.
Another question for the Florida State players? Go all the way over here to the left, and then Kristen right down here in front.
Y'all quiet. Y'all sleep or something?
You got a lot to say, man.
There's a lot to say about this. Y'all mad.
We're going to go out there on the aisle first.
Vince, could you just talk about the defense's performance tonight, slowing down the quarterback, especially what you guys were able to do?
I think Coach Jimbo did a great job telling us, and keeping us keeping our composure under check, because we knew what we were capable of, and we knew the job that we had to do. So, just the leaders, we just wanted to stay focused and be disciplined. And Coach Elliott had an amazing game plan, and we really stuck with it.
I'll go down here in the front row.
Yeah, Coach, it's 14-3 at the half, but did you feel as though you left some other points out there that you could have?
No doubt, we did. We moved the ball really well, had a missed field goal, and moved the ball extremely well. Had 328 yards. It was kind of like the Clemson game. We had 328 yards, had 14 points, and we'd missed 2 field goals. Now we missed 1 in this one, which is very uncharacteristic for Dustin to be able to miss a field goal. And we got that ball at that 40-yard line and just didn't execute a couple plays. We still felt good. We just knew we had to come out, though, and get points immediately, which we did. And they did a great job of hitting a big play, scoring, and getting an onside kick. Then the interception, we got the interception and got it back. And then we went back and got some points in the fourth quarter. But, we did. We left some out there. But, Northern Illinois, guys are ranked 15th. They've won 21 of 22 ball games. I mean, they're a good football team, very well coached, and I'd like to say that their coaches did a tremendous job on their team.
We'll go on the right-hand side, about halfway back.
This is for any one of the players up there. This was kind of them having a chip on their shoulder all week long, talking about the Goliath against David. How were they? Well, and Coach Carey was just in here saying that their quarterback's comments about you guys being on your knees in the fourth were taken completely out of context. What was the game like out there? Was it chippy? Was it, once the thing got going, was it just a good football game? I guess this would be Jimbo first.
I wasn't out there. I was having enough problem with the officials. As usual.
I mean, it was a physical game, but I mean, that's what we wanted to make it a physical game. We want to make every game that we play in a physical game. And the comments that he made, you know, they were noticed, you know, but we did a great job, you know, not responding and not firing anything back. I just think that showed a tremendous amount of leadership. And then we just wanted to play hard. You know what I mean? We wanted to go out and we wanted to establish ourselves, and because we knew what we were capable of. And I think, you know, we did a good job of that.
And I have one more for Jimbo. You have a great group up there with you, but what do you think about what you have coming back? And Bjorn, is he going to go to the NFL? Or are you talking about him about how he needs to hit those books maybe one more year?
Well, I mean, you'd love to, but Bjorn's got to do what's best for Bjorn. And you know, we've met and talked, and he'll make a decision, an announcement here very soon. But these guys have laid a tremendous foundation. We got a heck of a football team coming back. You look on offense, every offensive lineman, the tight end, all the backs, receivers. We lose Lonnie and EJ and Rodney, and we lost Chris Thompson this year, but basically everything else, and there's a lot of sophomores in that group, not just juniors. On defense, we got a tremendous amount of guys coming back. Telvin, hopefully, you know, Christian, and you know, Christian's got some thoughts, and those guys got to make decisions on what they're going to do. But we got those front guys up front, the ends. We still, Mario Edwards come in and did a tremendous job, and Giorgio and some guys we got there, Chris Casher, young guys, and secondary. We still got Joyner, we still got Wason, we still got Brooks, we got Darvin. We got play. I mean, you got Tyler Hunter. We got a heck of a football team coming back. We got our, you know, we got a great punter coming back, our kicker, Mr. Roberto. You guys are going to know him now. I mean, to say you never ever replace Dustin Hopkins, but he's an extremely talented young man too. We've laid a great foundation here, and there's a heck of a football team coming back, and I'm going to tell you why. Because these seniors showed them how to practice, how to win, and how to prepare, and how to do things with class. And they learn from these guys, and they watch these guys.
Now we'll go on the inside aisle, 5 rows back.
EJ, like every quarterback, you take a lot of heat. You do 10 things right, 1 thing bad. You hear about the bad thing. So what was it like in that fourth quarter, in the final game, to put this game away and kind of cap a career in that way?
First off, I was just proud to be a part of this organization, honestly. I mean, you know, the good and the bad, I understand that. You know, that's what you're going to get as a quarterback. And Coach Fisher and I have had plenty of conversations. You know, it's a part of the job. You're going to take the blame and you're going to get, you know, the credit when sometimes it's not deserved when you win. So, you know, good or bad, I'm just happy for my team. You know, we're BCS. We won a BCS title game. It doesn't get any better than that. Won 12 games. Won all my bowl games when I had opportunities to play in my career. So the biggest thing, we wanted to leave a legacy. A lot of the guys that came in the 08 and the 09 class, we wanted to leave a legacy here at Florida State, you know, and leave them. Yeah, change the culture of what we do here. And you know, it wasn't an overnight process, but, you know, you're reaping the benefits right now. That's why you're here, and that's why we won this game.
Now we're going all the way in the back of the room on the left.
You mentioned changing the culture, legacy. Coach Bowden, it took 18 years to win 12 games. Coach Fisher did it in 3. And he's talking about you guys as seniors. You won 6 games, I guess, as freshmen. Can you talk about being able to that accomplishment? Like I said, something that Bowden had, it took him 18 years to do, and you guys were able to help Coach Fisher do it in 3.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, coming up under Coach Fisher, he's one of the main reasons I came here. And obviously, Coach Bowden was our head coach at the time, but I wanted to come here and learn under Coach Fisher off the lineage he had years before, all the great quarterbacks he's coached in college. So I feel like he would prepare me the best for the next level. And so that's why, you know, I chose to come here and play for him. But, you know, the way we practice, the way we work, the way we watch film, there's no second thought in our mind that we want to win. You know, we don't think any other way. And it's not a sign of arrogance. It's just the way we're brought up, honestly. I mean, just the way we compete, the way we work hard, and every single thing we do, even if it's not football stuff, it's, you know, the fourth quarter drills, everything. We finish, we go hard. So it's just the way we're brought up, sir. And that's why I think we've won all these games in such a short span of time.
Now we're on the right-hand side on the inside aisle.
Jimbo, this is Pete Thamel from Sports Illustrated. You talked yesterday in the press conference about this game is a step in your progression, you know, towards becoming a top echelon team. And I'm just curious tonight, I mean, through 3 quarters, you guys sputtered quite a bit on offense at 17-10 going into the 4th. How far do you think you have to go, Jimbo, before you reach that top?
I think we're knocking on the door. I think we didn't score points, but we moved the ball. We had 425 yards in less than 3 quarters. I mean, we just broke the school record this year for total yardage in a single season. Most yards by an offense in Florida State history. And like I said the other day, and since '93, Only 3 teams since '93 ever averaged more points. Only 3 teams ever averaged more yards. Only 2 teams. We tied the '93 team for 7 yards per play, and the '99 was 7.1. I don't know what we were tonight, where it was, but this offense, we've been very proud of it. Our defense has been outstanding. I mean, dominant. Our special teams, I think we're right there. And I think we had to get on this platform and understand we have to go win a championship. You have to get in a BCS bowl game and understand all the things that go with it, all the hoopla, all the things around it, all the pressure, all the, as I say, the song and dance and the clutter. I call it the clutter. But you got to learn to handle those things and to play on the big stage. And these guys did that. They showed our young guys that. And we feel very confident about where we're going and what we're doing and for the future.
We're going to go on the aisle on the left.
Yeah, Jim, I was going to ask you about that. It's 3 yards more than the 2000 team for the school record for yardage. I mean, can you just talk about the process with Cam Irving coming over, Malik Watson being introduced, just that season-long process to get that to accomplish that?
First of all, it goes to our seniors and leadership they did. These guys did. And then, you got some sacrifice. You got Malik Watson playing right tackles, only played 17 games. Cam Irving never played on offense in his life. You had 2 guards that first started. We moved. Stork was a tight end when he came here. We moved to center. I mean, you think about that. I mean, and what's amazing about this team on offense, there's seniors, there's juniors, there's more sophomores than there are anything. There's more sophomores on that. 3 offensive linemen, your tight end, your 2 running backs end up playing and tailback after Chris got hurt, Rashad Green, and then all the Benjamin and all those young guys. There's a ton of young guys on this team. I was worried because of experience, but EJ and these seniors were able to grab those guys when they would get out of line and just pull them right back. They knew, and they knew where I didn't have to do it. You know what I mean? They would do it, and they brought them along and those guys understood what these seniors meant and what they wanted to do for them. And I think we can have a tremendous offense in the future and where we're going and the things we can do. And but these guys laid the foundation.
We're on the outside aisle all the way to the left.
EJ, how neat was it for you to see what Lonnie did, how he ended his career, a guy that kind of, like Tom said, kind of goes unnoticed a little bit, but then has a great game in his final game?
First thing I told Lonnie was he deserved this. Lonnie's been a hard-working guy, never complained. And when I say he has never, ever complained about anything, he's always been the guy that's upbeat during practice. We're out there grinding, we're tired, it's hot. Lonnie's still out there clapping it up. A lot of times we'll be cracking jokes on each other just to make it go by a little faster, you know what I mean? But I'm just so happy for him, and I'm proud of him, because he stayed steadfast, he never wavered. He never had any second thoughts about going somewhere else because he was out of his original position from high school. So he deserves this, man. I'm just extremely happy for him.
We're going to stay on the left-hand side and go to the back.
That was my same question, but Coach Fisher, could you just talk about what it was like to see Lonnie, that 60-yard touchdown for you? I know he's one of those guys that came in,
It was funny. It was like the flashback of the Maryland game when they ran that option. And if you guys don't remember that when you was afraid, if you remember, we ran that same read option. We hadn't pulled it out in a while. And we ran that same kind of stuff tonight. It wasn't the same play, but he got that little pitch and hit down that sideline against Maryland and broke. And I mean, Lonnie's the epitome of what a team is about. I mean, he can make big plays, but if he doesn't complain. He'll block, he'll catch, he'll run. He'll sit on the sideline and cheer. I mean, there's some games we went 4 wides, which didn't give him a lot of reason because, we had to put 4 wides in the game because we have good receivers. But, we had so many players, there's got to be, everybody has a role on a team. And that's the hardest thing. In today's time, with all this recruiting and how everybody's built up to be a 9-star, and everybody's going to the NFL in 2 years and all the things that go on and what happens, everybody has a role. In a team, the hardest thing for a coach to do is get these guys to accept a role and understand that. And when your best players accept it, everybody else cannot. They have to. They have to. And Lonnie did that. Everything was ever asked of him since he's been at Florida State. And to me, maybe not numbers-wise, but he's one of the great players ever played at Florida State. I mean, statistics don't tell about players. The way you affect your teammates, the way you affect the game, and everything you do does that. And that's what Lonnie Pryor did. He's a winner.
Now we're going to go standing up all the way to the left.
Lonnie, I'm going to keep heaping the praise on you then. When you were at Okeechobee, you were a Florida State guy. you were a Florida State guy. I mean, people knew for years that you were going to Tallahassee. Your path from Okeechobee to Tallahassee, now culminating, sitting here, having your best game ever in the Orange Bowl. Is there a storybook quality to that?
I forgot. What did you just say?
The journey from Okeechobee to Tallahassee down to here, it culminating with your best game as a Seminole in the Orange Bowl. Is this sort of a storybook?
You can say it is. I always came here to play running back. I always wanted to be the next Ward Dunn, break 1,000 yard, and just my last year, I would have been like that. And It's a blessing. It feels good. You know, I never expect that. You know, I always picture myself doing stuff in this game, and I never saw the game I had tonight. But it's just been a blessing, and I just, you know, truly thank my team for putting me in the position I am today.
We'll go in the back left corner of the room.
All right, all week I had asked the players, you know, were they loose? And everyone was like, yeah, Lonnie keeps telling jokes. So I asked, can somebody share with me what were some of their jokes, some of the funny stuff? Now that the game is over, practice is over, somebody share with me why he's such a funny guy, something that kept everybody loose.
Well, it's not like it's not like we'll like say one joke that I said to EJ one time. We was going in the huddle and I was like, EJ got a head like a kickstand. It was just like, it's just like random stuff we always just go back and forth telling each other, just kind of just get us, you know, just get us through practice. You know, if you're not having fun at practice, you know, you're just there. But we have a good, me, EJ, and Freeman, James. We always go back and forth, just cracking jokes. So that's what we get through.
Christian, you sleep down there?
All right, let's go to the left, sitting down on the aisle.
Jimbo, I hope I'm not breaking news to you here, but Xavier told a couple of reporters after the game that he's going to declare and go pro. What kind of pro do you foresee him being? And talk maybe about his career here as well.
See, there's another guy. Came as a receiver. We took him on offense as a receiver, and he got here, and I watched him actually, and he got here, and I said, son, and you could be a very good receiver, but you need to be a corner. The 6'1", 210-pound corners, there's not very many of them. And then for a year, it bothered him. It was a hard transition for him. But then he adapted to that and went over and became, I think he's going to be a tremendous pro because he's long, he can jam, he can get his hands on, he's physical, he's quick, he's got ball skills, he's got great ups. He judges the ball very well, but he's very unique too that he can tackle. I mean, he can play zone and be a tackling corner, be a physical corner. He can cover, he can play off, he can play on. I think he'll be a tremendous pro. I really do. And thanks to him for being able to accept the change he did and then become the player he became.
Let's down the left-hand side.
Sandra Pierce, Okeechobee News. I just want to tell Lonnie in front of everybody how proud we are. What a good job he's done.
Thank you, Mom.
All right, we're going to go third row, straight in front of y'all.
This is for EJ. Were you surprised by how soft their coverage was tonight in terms of how far off they were playing, and how tough was it to remain patient and not take those deep shots when just that far off?
I wasn't surprised. That's what we saw on film. So just the scouting report we had, all week, all 2-3 weeks we practiced. Anytime I feel like we have 12, 13, 14, 15 practices prepared for a team, we know every single thing they're going to do. Our coaches do a great job, scheming and getting us prepared for the looks that we're going to see in the game, and it's always the same thing, so I wasn't surprised.
And for Lonnie, on the second big run, when you motioned the tailback out of the backfield, did you know you had it then with the way those backers moved with them?
I got to read, what the nose is doing, and I saw Stork and Trey just take them, and I just cut off them, and after that it was smooth sailing.
Coach, you're campaigning for some people to ask some questions?
Christian, how do you think the defense did, Christian?
I thought the defense played real well. Like I said, we was prepared for it. We had a long time to prepare for it. We knew that a good quarterback and Jordan Lynch, and I thought we did a good job of holding to what his usual stats are. So, we all get along out there. We have fun out there, and it showed tonight.
Stay out here again on the left.
Christian, Jimbo touched on it earlier, but you do have a decision to make. Have you come to one? Are you what's your timetable for coming to one?
I'm not usually the best one with decisions, so I usually take a while to do that. But I'm planning on going back home after this game, talking to my family, praying with my pastor, and get back to Tallahassee and sit down with Jimbo and hopefully come up with something.
And on the left and the back middle.
Vince, the other day you were just talking about, coming in and the new coaching staff coming in, Coach Fisher, and, I was the perfect linebacker for the previous coaching staff, and now we've changed. I mean, considering everything that you and EJ, the fifth-year guys, have gone through with all the changes, I mean, how big was it for you to have a good game and for you guys to win this game?
In the beginning, it was kind of a struggle, when I found out, the coaching staff was going to change. But then, Coach Fisher instilled a lot of confidence in me. Like, when I heard him speak to us, I remember the first time I was sitting in there, I was a sophomore, and I just really believed everything he said. So, looking back on it in retrospect, I just think that, you know, just believing what he said, it all was true. You know, it all came to fruition. It wasn't really difficult for me to go out there and perform well tonight. And I mean, I told everybody in the locker room, you know, it wasn't a sob story for me. Like, you know, I'm not crying, whoa. You know, this is a celebration. I get to go out here and, you know, beat people down with my brothers and my family, man. So I just feel like everything that I had to go through, it just set up this night. So kind of like Lonnie, like storybook ending type.
I got time for one more question. We'll take it on the right-hand side, inside aisle.
Alumni Association, Charlie Jackson. Christian, talking about your family and going home to talk to them. That legacy that your family has, what's that conversation going to be like with your father, your brother, and then talking about what you can brag about for this season and for everything?
Well, I have everything my dad tells me, I always listen to him. He always gave me a lot of wisdom, even to this day, and I've been blessed to have great parents, you know, always guide me through every situation I'm in. So, you know, I trust what they tell me. So when I go back home, you know, just be able to talk to them, hope they lead me on the right path, you know, and being able to, you know, sit down with my pastor and pray about, you know, certain situations, you know, it's going to help out. And, I love Florida State. I grew up a Florida State fan, and it's a hard thing, you know, to think about this, but, you know, I always wanted to be in the league, but, you know, I also always wanted to be at Florida State. I can remember when I was 5 years old going to Florida State games and just watching them play. You know, I literally believe God in the goal, so hopefully they're able to come up with something soon.
All right, Coach Fisher, players.